So hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So today in this video we'll be looking at one of the problem that I have found from the Code 360 by Coding Ninjas, and the problem states that the number of calls between two persons. So let's look at the problem statement. We have a table called the calls, and we have three columns, namely the from ID, to ID, and then the duration. So this table does not have any primary key and it may contain duplicates. This table contains the duration of a phone call between from ID to to ID, and then the from ID will not be equal to 2ID as well. So when we have to write a query to report the number of calls and the total duration between each pair of distinct person. So since they are asking the distinct person, that's why they have mentioned in a single row the from ID and to ID won't be the same, and then we need to return the result table in any order. Okay, so the query result format is in the following example. So when we have this table, we need the result to be like this. So we need person 1 and person 2, and then the call count, so how many times they have called between each other, and then the total duration. And yeah, so the one thing that we have to keep in mind is the person 1 should be less than or equal to person 2, because a person 1 should be on the first column, so 1 is lesser than 2, right? So 1 2 1 3 and then 3 4. So yeah, let's start coding. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to create pairs, right? So one thing we can do is we can get the least value and then the maximum value of each, and then we can say something like the from id and to id should not be equal. So yes, let's see how it goes. So let's say I'm select. So what do we need to select? We need to get the least value for the first column, right? So we can use the least function, and then we can use the from id and then the to id, and the next column that we need is the maximum one, right? So we can use the function greatest. So in from that we can get the from id and then the to underscore id. And what do we need? So we need the call count, so we can add a comma here, and then we will count everything, and then we need a total duration. So sum of the duration is total duration, so we'll name this as total duration, and then why is that going? We can call this as call count, as call underscore count. Okay, so and lastly let's get to another line, and from I'm getting this from my calls table. Now here comes the important part. So suppose let's say we have the values 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4. Now the first thing we will get is 1 from this table and then 4 from here. And when this thing continues continuously, so at some point after, so the pairs that we will get is 1 4 1 3 1 2, and in the next case we will have 1 1 as well, but we need to get rid of that. In order to get rid of it, we can say where from underscore id should not be equal to underscore id. By doing this, when this part is creating the pairs, it won't add 1 1 2 2 3 3 and 4 4. And then lastly we need to group by 1 and then 2. So I guess this should work. Let's see. Yeah, so we got it. The first thing is the least value, which is 1, and then 3, and later the call count between them is 1, and exactly it's present here, and they have a duration of 20 minutes. And then 3 4 4, yeah, 3 4 4 999, yeah. So it worked. The first thing is we need to create the pairs, and in order to create pairs we can get the least value from our id and then the 2 id, and this will be compared with what our next column, which is the greatest column, where we will get the greatest from these two. And we will separate what this basically does is it will return as multiple rows, where we will be having multiple pairs like 1 2 1 3 1 4 and so on and so forth. And we should get rid of 1 1 2 2 3 3 and 4 4, because the same person cannot call to himself, right? So when we use this where clause, it gets rid of those four particular rows, and then we will group it by first column and second column, so that we can find the total number of count that they have had between each other. And this will also facilitate us to count I mean calculate the total number of durations that those two persons were speaking on a call. And lastly, let's submit this solution. Okay, so we got it as a wrong answer. We should rename it to person 1 and then person 2. Yeah, now let's submit it. Yeah, we got it. So yeah, I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.